Hi friends, happy Monday. This past week I read, I feel like a normal amount for me, and I want to talk about everything that I read. So, hopefully with no spoilers, let's get into it. And we're going to start off with the ones that I didn't love. Starting off with volume 3 of Kiss Him Not Me, or Watashi ga motete dousunda. This one, I watched the anime and I liked the anime. I thought it was funny. I bought all of the volumes of the manga and then I just never read them. So we're reading this now, years later. Volume 3 felt really problematic for me. It's a problematic series, though. What can you do? This is a shoujo high school reverse harem romance. That means there's one female protagonist and at least three, but in this case, four potential male love interests. This one follows our female lead, Kaede, who it really, really likes BL. And she was a larger person, and after a traumatic anime related event, she lost all the weight, went to school the next day, and all of a sudden, four of her classmates are confessing their love to her. That in itself is problematic. Like, why do you only like her after she lost the weight? But that's basically what it's about. She likes BL more than anything, though. So to me, at least, it feels like she doesn't want a boyfriend. She just wants to watch BL. That's her prerogative. But in this volume, she gains the weight back, and half of the male love interests lose interest. And they freak out. One of them faints when he sees her, and the other one enforces a strict diet on her and even texts her brother to make sure she follows the diet at home. I don't like that. But at least we see the ones that do truly like her for her. Like, that was nice. But it felt weird. And so I didn't like that. And then also in this volume, we see her kind of pushing her BL like fantasies onto the male love interests. And it just felt kind of like non-consensual to me, even though it was the two boys who really wanted her to lose the weight brought the idea up, but she was like foaming at the mouth, literally, at the idea of being able to watch them like hold hands together, which was, you know. And all of the boys were like, I don't want to do this. Like, they clearly were like not into it, but they really wanted her to lose the weight, so they did it. So I feel like just everybody's problematic. But yeah, so I did not like this volume all that much. We'll see. I own them all, so I might as well keep reading them. But I did not like that volume all that much. Next one, we have the one shot of Hinatsugimura. This series, this one shot, is just one volume. I thought for so long that this was a light novel. This looks like a light novel, the cover. It kind of reminds me of the cover of The Summer Hikaru Died. Like, you can't tell me they don't look similar. So I thought it was a light novel, but it's not. But that's okay. It is a horror manga, and I love horror. So, like, roughly what it's about. In Japan, there is a very, very small mountain village out in the middle of nowhere. People say it's haunted, other people say it's deserted. Really, really, it's shrouded in mystery, which is interesting. So every year, people come looking for the village. Maybe they're journalists, maybe they're just like urban explorers. Whoever they are really, really interested in finding the village. But people say everyone who tried to find the village ends up missing. They're spirited away. They say there's a female demon who lives in the village, and every person who enters the village is abducted by her and made into her servant. Oh my goodness. And the female demon they're talking about is this girl on the cover. She's beautiful. And I really loved the first half because it had such a good buildup. It shows every of the chapters of the first half at least showcased different people all making their way into the village for their own different reasons. And through the perspective of each different group of people, we learned more and more about the village and the people who lived in the village. And I thought it was amazing. It was really, really good storytelling. I was interested. There were mysteries. But then when things started focusing more on the village and the like demon who lives in the village, it just kind of fell flat for me. Like, we did learn the motive behind the big evil and everything. And in theory, it was very interesting. It was all about like female rage and like being spurred by an ex-lover and like really wanting to do right by your child. So like it did really have like good reasons. I just don't think the execution was good. I think it was too short. I think that was its downfall. I will also say there were 2 villains, really 1, but 2 villains in this series, in this volume, her and her mother. She is a victim to me. It was her mom that was the villain, and it's kind of funny because she is so mysteriously beautiful, but also kinda spooky. Like, she is the perfect character for a horror movie. Like, the atmosphere and everything around her was so eerie and beautiful, but also unapproachable. And then her mom is like a Junji Ito villain. Like, and I love Junji Ito, but, like, they don't go together. Like, she was like, she'll attack anybody on a whim, even her own daughter. She'll scream, she'll run, like, she'll chase you. And it was just like, they weren't matching in vibe at all. And so that really broke immersion for me. I didn't like it. I'd found it like, I'd be like, oh my God, that's spooky. That's spooky. Oh, that's like, that's funny at that point. So I didn't like that all that much, but what can you do? And then my last one I didn't love is this one. This is the first 2 volumes of Maid-sama. I bought this one on Free Comic Book Day actually because I loved the anime. I didn't watch all of it, but I loved what I watched of it, so I really wanted to read it. Because usually if I like the anime, I'll love the manga. I always prefer the manga. But in this in this circumstance, I did not like the manga. I liked the anime more. Maid-sama, if you don't know, is a high school rom-com, very much on the com, about we have our female protagonist, this girl here, who is one of the very few women at an all or previously all boys school, high school to be exact. And before, when it wasn't all boys high school, it was really rowdy. It had a really bad reputation. It was dirty. Like the boys did not care. They did whatever they want. Now that there's some girls, it's like 80% boys, 20% girls. The boys are still being boys. They're used to it being an all boys school. They're not really used to there being girl classmates. And she is now the student body president, and she hates boys. She hates all boys, and she really wants to reform the school. So her character is basically one of a very strong, upstanding woman who hates boys. And I do feel like that's a little bit overplayed. I found it to be kind of unpalatable because she'll listen to everything her female classmates say and she'll take it to heart. And she'll pretend to listen to what the boy classmates say and be like, you're stupid. Like, stop talking. We're doing what the girls want. And like, yeah, it's played up for comedy's sake, but like the male lead even points out if you tell men you hate them, you hate them, you hate them, they're not going to be kind to you in return. Because obviously no one's gonna be nice to you if you keep telling them you hate them. And she'll say, like, "I don't need them, puh." And I don't like that. I don't like when a character is so, like it's my way or the highway type of thinking. I really don't like that. And I really don't like characters who just overly hate people because why? You don't gotta hate everybody. And then my other reason for not loving this one is everybody kind of just assaults her, even the male lead. So she works part-time as a maid at a maid cafe, and the male lead finds out, and then he just kind of takes it upon himself to like decide that they're kind of dating now, but they're not. But he just kind of like treats her as he would a girlfriend, even though they're not dating, and she says she doesn't like him. And like she gets assaulted by him, by strangers at the cafe, by people from other schools. And it just kind of paints a picture, at least in this volume, that all men are awful. And just, I don't like that. So I know it's a comedy. The author even says that they like really did everything up. Like it's really, really goofy. Just, I don't like how there's no redeemable men at all, at least in this volume. So I don't know if I'm going to be reading on. I think I'm going to check out the anime just to see like, is it the story that have I just grown out of this series? I don't know. So I'm going to try rewatching it and see how I feel. Moving on to the ones that I liked. I read volume 2 of Mao. I don't have a lot to say about this. I liked it. It is by the author of Inuyasha. And just like Inuyasha, it follows a girl who is able to teleport to old Japan. It is different from Inuyasha. This one, to me, no romance at all. This is pure fantasy, and I like it. I like all of the characters. There's a lot of mystery. It does feel more straightforward, even though there is a lot of mystery. So it makes for an easy read, at least in the second volume. It's very long, so this will be a continued library borrow from me. I'm hoping it does get a little bit more complicated, because right now I feel like I know what's going to happen. But either way, I'm enjoying it. My next one. is volume 4 of the collector's edition of Fruits Basket. I love Fruits Basket. I only watched season 1 of the anime, so everything in this volume is brand new to me, and it was really, really good, but I find it stressful because everything from here on out is brand new to me, and I don't know what I think Akito, like, the villain of the story, I don't know what their deal is, and, like, in this volume, it's alluded that basically all of the Somas are, like, beaten up by her, even as children, if they admit to having romantic feelings for somebody, like, literally anybody, it doesn't matter, and I'm very confused, it's very upsetting. Obviously, I'm gonna keep reading, but it's upsetting. So I'm upset, basically. My next read was this one called Suki Ienakute Shinu. This one is a high school romance rom-com series featuring we have a female lead, Akari, who, when she was a child, had a near-death experience. And because of that, she really wants to live her life to the fullest, wants to like do everything she can every day. But because of that near-death experience, she's terrified of everything. So if she sees a stranger on the street, she's scared they're gonna come up to her and attack her. If she see a car pull over near her, she's scared they're gonna kidnap her. So she can't really leave her house, even though she really wants to have a good life. And thankfully, though, at her house is none other than this boy here, her brother's best friend, her younger brother's best friend. And he's there quite often because they're best friends. And she has the biggest crush on him, but she can't say anything because it's her younger brother's best friend. That's kind of inappropriate. Like, what if she says something and he feels like he's being harassed? You know, it's awful. But they have a flirty relationship, so she eats it up. She'll take what she can get. But what she doesn't know is he also is madly in love with her. But she's his best friend's older sister. That's inappropriate. What if he asks her out and she says no? Then he can't come over anymore. So it's a story of like two people really, really in love with the other, and neither of them know that the feeling is mutual. And it's just really funny. This is the first Flowers comic manga that I've actually really enjoyed, so I'm very happy about that, and I will be reading on. My next read is this one. This was another library borrow. This is called Home Sweet Home, Volume 1. This is a shoujo high school cohabitation romance series. This one follows, we have our female lead here called Moimi, whose parents often move cities and like maybe even prefectures, I'm not quite sure, for her father's job. And because of this, she has to change schools really, really often. And she doesn't want to do that because it's hard to make friends like every month. So she asked her father, like, hey, next time you have to move, can I stay behind? Because I don't want to switch schools again. And her father says, okay, but only if you get a roommate. And she goes, okay. And as luck would have it, her father's coworker has a child who also needs a roommate. So there's an agreement made. Everybody sees pictures of everybody. An agreement is made. The two kids are moving in together. And the photo that she is shown is that of a beautiful girl with long dark hair and a really prestigious school's uniform. She's down for that roommate. She's really excited to have a beautiful female roommate. But on the day of move-in, it's not a beautiful woman. It's this guy right here. Just turns out he was in a costume the day that picture was taken, and his father didn't think to say anything of it when he showed the picture around. So they are both, well, she is shocked to learn that she's living with a guy. He knew he was living with a girl. And from there, their relationship kind of develops. Turns out they go to the same school. He's older than her. He's really, really popular. And it's really, really fluffy. I will say I was a little bit nervous because in this volume, there is two instances, or at least one big instance, of female jealousy causing a lot of strife. And I cannot stand that at all. I really, really don't like when that is the cause of all of the conflict because I just don't, okay? I just don't like that. So we have him being really popular, him having a girl basically stalk her, but like a girl who really has feelings for him. And when they're at school, Moimi is trying to ask him, like, hey, like, what do you want for lunch today? He pretends he doesn't know Moimi, even though they live together. And his like stalker or whatever woman is like, who is she? Why is she talking to you? And he's like, I don't know her. And he tells Moimi later, like, sorry, like that woman, she hates girls that are younger than us. Stupid. And that's why I pretended I don't know you. And she forgives him and like all is fine in the world. But it's not fine with me because I think that's really stupid. I think that was lame of him to pretend to not know her. And I think it's also lame of him to let that woman hang around him if he knows she's going to abuse any younger woman he speaks to. He lost points in my heart for that. But I will be reading on because I was assured that female jealousy is not a huge point of contention later on, so I will be reading on. And then my favorite read of last week is this one. This is volume 3 of Shiokaze to Ryu no Sumika, or The Seaside Where Dragon Boys Dwell. Don't like that title, but that will be the title of the English when it comes out through Viz. Shoujo Beat, it will be coming out. I'm really excited. This is one of my 2 favorite currently ongoing shoujo manga. So good. My other one is Love That's an Understatement. Also so good. But this one is a fantasy, ridiculously slow burn, but like in the best way, shoujo manga. This one follows a girl who, after her father passes on, is forced to move to a coastal town in Japan where there just so happen to be dragon people. Oh my goodness. And the dragon people, you can see 2 of them on the cover here, are raised in a temple with other dragon people. So they're raised away from the rest of humanity. When they grow up, they do go to school with humans and whatnot, but there is really a divide between the dragon people and the people. Like they have difficulty mingling. Some of the dragon people have more difficulties than others, but like overall in their hearts, they're not all that accepting of humans for a good reason. Until our protagonist comes along and slowly but surely breaks her way into all of their hearts. And it's just really nice. This one is very much so a series about friendship and found family more than romance, which I really like. I will also say the male lead in this one, he's not on the cover, but he really, really reminds me of the male lead in Futarijime Romantic because they both have like a really dry sense of humor and it really works very, very well. Futarijime is way more so on the romantic side, but like in their style of comedy, I find them to be the same and I really like it. And maybe that's why I'm seeing the connection, but it's very good. So yeah, I'm loving this one. In volume 3, I'm not going to spoil anything, but in volume 3, there are 2 really big mysteries introduced. And it made me so excited for volume 4. I don't know when it's coming out though. But really, really, really interesting. We see some relationship progression, which I love to see. And it was just very good. And I really liked it. But yeah, that's everything I read. I am currently working on 2 light novels. The Japanese one is this one. I'm still, but I am really slowly reading this one. This is about a place in the Kinki region. And then in English, I am reading Hell is Dark with No Flowers. That's a short one. So I'm reading that before I move on to volume 2 of Agents of the Four Seasons. It's like a little gap in my romance reading. But yeah, that's everything that I read.